Hey, what's up everyone? It's your boy Tygex here going live today. Basically why I am coming to you with a Junkerstein's Revenge list of 2022 is because mainly the time that I spent in the last few days trying to grind the challenges and everything to get them done for Junkerstein's Revenge, it seems like a lot of people for some reason are not aware of some of the best characters that you can play inside of Junkerstein's Revenge. Now keep in mind I am not talking about Wrath of the Bride. Wrath of the Bride is its own separate game. And on top of that, the only 4 characters that you are able to play as right now, Wrath of the Bride, are Kiriko, Soldier, Junker Queen, and Ashe. Right now, that's just too short. Well, there's not many characters you could use to make a tier list besides Junkerstein's Revenge, which is what I'm doing right now. As I said, the main reason that I am going to be making this list is because the last few days, especially last night during the stream, I noticed that a lot of people kept picking characters that weren't very viable when it comes to playing Junkerstein's Revenge. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're just playing the regular game mode, normal, hard, or you're just playing endless, it's perfectly fine no matter what you play. All the characters are viable then, but that's the specific challenges that they have in the arcade mode that I was grinding for last night. Whether it was the shocking tires, which basically they would spawn more shock tires, or if it was the Omnic. When Omnic got close to you, they would blow up, and then of course you had a mystery swap, which basically you will swap to a different hero every course of the game. But this is just going to be a general guide for you new players specifically, because I know my friend that I was playing with had a hard time figuring out who's the best characters to play. So like I said, this tier list is for those of you who want to play Junkerstein's Revenge, but you don't know who's the best characters to pick and stuff like that. Now, I am going to be dividing this category up into the 2 categories that we already have of the characters that you can play for Junkerstein's Revenge, the DPS, and then you also have support. I'm going to be starting off with the DPS first, and my first pick is going to be McCree. The reason why I'm saying I'm picking McCree because of the one-shot potential that he has with his Deadeye. Now, McCree is an overall good character when it comes to taking care of the Omnics, whether it's the Reptires, Brigaders, or the blue Omni, can't even say it, Zomnimox, or I'm just calling Brigaders, anyway. But McCree is actually a good outlet when it comes to just, doing general damage. But as I said, his potential really lies in his key ultimate and stuff like that. And the reason why I said this is because when you're using Deadeye and you're able to efficiently use it, you are able to one-shot most of the bosses in the game, whether it's Symmetra, Mercy, or Junkenstein himself in Reaper. Junkenstein's monster, aka Roadhog, is really the only monster that you can't one-shot, but there are a few ways to get around that, and I'll get to it later on. My second character that I am going to be putting up into the amazing tier list is Torbjorn. Guys, Torbjorn is undoubtedly the best hero, a DPS hero that you can pick for Junkerstein's Revenge, no matter what you're playing. With smart turret placement, which I can give you a few tips right now, best way you want to put the turret is out of the way of shock tires. So please don't be like some of the people I saw where they're putting their turret in front of the doors, and also where that you're going to be running into some of the bosses at aka Junkerstein's monster. Do not be trying to put the turret behind you. All you have to do is simply, as soon as you spawn right in front of the door, just take a little right up the ledge and punch your turret up there on that little ledge up there. Enemies will not touch it. It's in a safe place for the most part. Besides Junkerstein's bombs, that's the only ones that can possibly destroy your turret. But getting back to my point, as I said, Torbjorn is great for crowd control, and not to mention his ultimate. When you're placing down his ultimate, whether it's just to keep some of the Omnics that are getting by at bay, or you're trying to take out some of the bosses quickly, because most of the bosses are headed straight towards you, towards the door where you guys are stationed at for the most part. Like I said, with his turn being on crowd control as a secondary damage source, you yourself constantly being able to get your ult quick because of the turret's output, and of course yourself, Torbjorn's an overall viable pick, just right behind McCree. Because the only reason why I am putting McCree right ahead of him is because of the simple matter of the fact that he's got the one-shot potential with Deadeye. Now, up on our list, going in alphabetical order, we do have Ashe. I'm not going to be putting Ashe in the good category, and the reason why is because you're going to see that there's a lot of downtime when it comes to reloading with Ashe. Her gun just isn't the most viable when it comes to causing damage. Not that saying she can't cause damage, don't get me wrong, she can. But like I said, guys, you're going to find yourself a lot of times where you're trying to reload, get those quick shots out and stuff like that. She does have her dynamite, which does give it some potential for multiple hits on targets and stuff like that. But overall, when it comes to some of the other damage stealers like McCree or Torbjorn, she's not able to hang up with those guys. Now, speaking of sharpshooters, I am just going to be going to go ahead and put Widow up here. I'm going to be going to go ahead and put Widow up in the bad category. Now, the reason why I say this, guys, is because I don't care if you're one of the best Widowmakers in the world. When it comes to these other heroes that you can't play, Widowmaker is the absolute shit dog unit. of a DPS character that you can play when it comes to Junkerstein's Revenge. The reason why is because one, her one-shot potential is only viable towards the basic enemies. You got your Omniacs zombies and your Brigaders, the blue ones that shoot back at you. That's her really only character potential. Her ultimate in general doesn't really do any help because your majority, 99% of the time, you're already going to know where all the enemies are. So there's really no use for her ultimate or anything in particular like that. As I said, she can't really one-shot any enemies. I mean, her headshot damage does do a little bit of, I guess you could say, success, but it still will take multiple shots from her just to be able to even finish one enemy on her own. Trust me, I know. Whether it's Mystery Heroes last night having to play her, or I was just bullshitting around, you know, just playing with her. In general, Junkerstein's Revenge, she's not a good pick. Now, moving on for that, we are going to go to our favorite Shimada bro, which is Genji. I am going to put Genji in a good category. I won't be putting him in an amazing category with McCree and Torbjorn. I will slightly place him below. The reason why I say this is because even though Genji does have two key things that I want to point out. Deflection. Deflection really does help against Junkerstein or his Junkerstein's monster, aka Roadhog. And the reason why I say this is because when it comes to Junkerstein's monster, when he does pop his I want to say scrapping gun and knocking everyone away or pinned against the door, Genji's able to use that deflect and actually push him back or cause him to stop shooting it for a little bit, which is a great thing. Second thing I want to say about Genji is his ult. With the Genji's ult, he's able to quickly take out some of the enemies, especially Riptires for the most part. Obviously, he can do that, you know, on his base attacks alone. But it's really where his ult comes in, where he's able to quickly take out, you know, some of the enemies like the Witch or Junkerstein himself, depending on if he's careful or not. Only problem is, as I said, overall in general, Genji's just not going to have the damage output over Torbjorn or McCree. As I said, McCree has a one-shot ability. And as far as Torbjorn goes, as I said, the crowd control with him is unparalleled compared to the rest of the DPS heroes that we do have on our list. Now, moving up after that, I'm moving my favorite Shimada bro is in a good category as well. Hanzo is great overall in general. As I said, I'm not going to put him on the amazing tier list. The reason why I say that is because, again, McCree has a one-shot potential and Torbjorn's on great crowd control. The reason why I say Hanzo is still a good pick is because of the one-shot potential that he has against Riptires and his ultimate general for crowd control. Specifically, if you're playing with Hanzo and you're guarding the stairs, you guys know the stairs that lead up to the back of the spawn for the enemies on the left side of the map. You guys know that they basically are in a straight line. Hanzo's Dragon Strike comes in great with that. Or if you're just in the middle, you know, helping out the support or whoever's at the door, guarding that area, you guys know that he's also good with his ultimate there. Now, with that being said and stuff like that, as I said, besides his arrows being able to one-shot mostly the Riptires and stuff, you know, that just make him a little bit more viable for outputting damage, stuff like that, which helps there. Now, I believe the second hero, I was second to last hero after that, is we do have Soldier. There's nothing wrong with Soldier. Specifically, he does have the one-shot capability with his Helix rockets coming from his gun against the Riptires, which is always a good pick. And also, I would say, you know what? I would actually move him. I'm going to move him into the good pick. I trash Soldier a lot in Junkerstein's Revenge, and the reason why is because it seems like a lot of new players are prone to picking him when it comes to playing DPS. I don't know why. Maybe it's because that's the first hero they played with in the beginning of Overwatch 2. I don't know. But for one, overall, you know, it basically goes back to what I was saying about Genji's ult and everything like that. Just when you compare it with Soldier's ult would be great on crowd control, being able to take out multiple zombies at once, especially if you got multiple Riptires coming towards your door and everything, which is great. But when it actually comes to killing the boss, he's just not necessarily the best pick. As I said, Torbjorn, McCree with their damage potential, also Hanzo and Genji before that. One other good thing I can say about Soldier is his healing pack or healing kit. You know, in case you have a teammate that's down, or both your healers are dead, or how many ever healers you have, or if they're dead and you guys are, you know, on the limb, you can always use Soldier to be able to basically have that second healing kit in tow and everything like that to be able to put it out. Now, after Soldier, we are moving down to, I believe, which is our last pick for DPS, which will be Tracer. The thing with Tracer is that Tracer just has to focus on a single target. You know, she's not like Hanzo, Genji, or Torbjorn, who can basically focus down on multiple enemies at once, being able to take them out. One thing I can say that is good about Tracer is that she is good when it comes to taking out Riptires. Obviously, as I said, you have to focus down on a single Riptire, but being able to quickly get across from one area to another, where you're going from the staircase to the pantry leading down to the water area, she's able to quickly get across the map, being able to take out Riptires and stuff like that, which does make her a little good. I would put her above Widow But the two things that's holding Tracer back is one, her lack of potential regarding her ult. You know, even if you was to stick a Reaper, Junkerstein, or anybody like that with your ult, you're not going to be doing that much damage. So you're basically going to be clipping a lot of single enemies, taking out Riptire, stuff like that, but he just doesn't have a lot of viability. Like I said, I will be placing her above Widow and everything like that. Although one thing that is holding her back is, like I said, her ultimate, and not to mention, you know, the low health. I believe 2 or 3 good hits from a Riptire or the Brigadier shooting you, and you're done with Tracer just like that. Now, with that being said, guys, we are going to be moving on to our support list. With support, the first thing I am going to be pointing out is Baptiste. The reason why I'm saying I'm going to be pointing out Baptiste is because of the McCree combo. When you place down Amplification Matrix in front of McCree popping Deadeye, guys, you can single shot the entire, let's just say for an example that you're at the final stage, all the bosses reappear. You got Junkerstein's monster, you got the witch, Junkerstein himself, and hell, let's just say maybe you didn't even kill the Reaper. Let's say there's a Reaper there too. I promise you, with McCree's Deadeye and Baptiste giving you help with the Amplification Matrix and even our Immortality field, I promise you will one-shot every single one inside of that damn room or area. Baptiste overall is good. As I said, he does have his Immortality field when it comes down to 7 your teammates, especially if they're about to die, along with his ranged healing and stuff like that, which is great. And like I said, the biggest thing for me that makes Baptiste stand out is the ultimate potential that he has with Amplification Matrix, being able to output a damage, whether it's in front of a Tori turn or it's just helping McCree, you know, use Deadeye to kill one of the boss enemies or all of them. As I said, it really helps out for the team and everything in general. Baptiste has the complete kit when it comes down to it. Now, secondly, and I love my girl Brig, don't get me wrong, she's still one of my favorite characters lore-wise, design, and everything like that, but I'm going to have to put Brig down in a nice category. The reason I say it is because I'm not saying she's bad, but Brig's just not the best pick compared to the rest of the supports that we have available on this list and stuff like that. And the reason why I say that is because of the simple fact that for Brig, you have to get in close range, trying to get value out of her and everything like that. Obviously, you're limited to 3 armor packs, which are on a set cooldown. Not too long of a cooldown, but compared to the other healers like Baptiste, Zen, or Ana, you're basically putting out constant heals with those guys instead of Brig, where, like I said, you have to be in a combat build to do that. And with that being said, you know, if you're not careful, whether it's a Reaper, Roadhog, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. Like I said, the difficulty, the level, the boss that you're trying to face. But overall, in general, Brig, so it's not going to give you a lot of support. I mean, one key thing that I can say about her is a flail. The flail is very nice when it comes to knocking back enemies or knocking back shock tires and protecting the door and stuff like that. But as I said, compared to the other supports that are available inside of this game mode, she's just down on our list compared to the rest of them. Secondly, we have Ana. Well, I should have put Ana first, but Brig was one that popped into mind after Baptiste. Ana is great overall. The only reason why I give Baptiste the edge over her is because of the Immortality field and Amplification Matrix. Like I said, back in the day, guys, you used to be able to nano boost a McCree inside of this game mode, and he would still be able to single shot most of the enemies. But after multiple tries playing with friends in randoms, doing this and everything like that, it just doesn't seem to have the same impact as it did a few years ago. I don't know if they did some rework when it comes to nanoing McCree and stuff like that. But as I said, the amplification matrix and McCree's Deadeye is more of a better combo than Nano and Deadeye. But the reason why I put Ana on the good tier list and everything is because of her kit. One, she does have the healing capability to keep the entire team alive no matter what. Two, the sleep dart. The sleep dart is one of the best abilities in the game. I hate getting slept personally, whether I'm in quick play or rank, and it's just even a better satisfaction when you see Junkerstein's monster being put to sleep and stuff like that, or Junkerstein himself. You know, whatever boss it is, you're putting them to sleep. They're out of commission for a few seconds. Really helps the team. You know, gather that ground and hold that back foot against the door. Make sure you're not overwhelmed and stuff like that. And obviously, you have her grenade as well, whether it is anti-healing, putting anti-healing on a Roadhog so he can't heal himself, or, you know, just causing general damage, and especially on the shock tires, really helps out. And as I said, with Nano is particularly good. You know, if you're just trying to heal a teammate, when you get Nano, you get that extra health immediately, extra damage, stuff like that. You can still Nano a McCree, and it does help in some ways, especially when you're one-shotting the Junkrat, the Witch, or Mercy, and everything like that, or Reaper. You know, it still helps out there, but it still doesn't help one shot a lot quicker with the Amplification Matrix, like I said. So I'm going to be placing Ana in a good tier list there. After that, we do have Zenyatta. Zenyatta was a little bit of a well, not really confusion, but Zenyatta was a little bit of a mystery when it comes to being him, when it comes to placing him on the tier list and stuff like that. But what I am stuck between good and alright, but I am going to be placing him on a good tier list and here's my 2 reasons why. One, because of his boot kick. I can't believe I just said that. But with his boot kick and everything like that, he's able to actually, you know, knock back shock tires on enemies that may be near the door, giving you that little bit of extra time to be able to take them out, whatever the case may be. Secondly is his Discord. Having that Discord on the tire or Junkerstein's monster in general really does help put extra damage on the boss and being able to take them out a little bit quicker. The thing where Zen fails to compare to the rest of the supports on this list besides Brig is the simple fact that that just offer more utility to the team in general. As I said, with Baptiste, you have your immortality field, trying to keep your team live for those extra few seconds. You have the amplification matrix helping that damage come out, stuff like that. I mean, obviously, in general, I know that Discord is more available throughout the entire round or time and everything, and including you know, well, uptime is what I'm trying to say. But it just doesn't have the same effect with amplification matrix that it does with Deadeye, stuff like that. As far as Zen Ultimate goes with Transcendence is good. The only problem is that you're out of commission. You're not really able to do anything besides flit around here your teammates for the most part. You know, you're taking that Discord away for what is it, at 6 seconds or however long it may be, and stuff like that. Which, like I said, you're able to really stall with that. But compared to some of the other ults, Nano Boost and Baptiste's Immortality Field, not Immortality Field, I do apologize. I mean Amplification Matrix and stuff like that. It's just not really a comparison and stuff. But with that being said, guys, here's my tier list for JunkeinStein's Revenge 2022. I do hope you guys enjoy it. As always, if you don't mind hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel, I am trying to get started up on YouTube, uploading daily videos. I believe this is the only 2nd video. I know I've been uploading my Skyrim videos and stuff like that, but it's not something that I was particularly, you know, doing routinely until now. But as always, guys, like I said, this is my tier list for JunkeinStein's Revenge. If you disagree or you feel like you want to change something on the tier list, please leave your comments down below and everything like that, and let me hear you out. I will be trying to respond to you guys. I would try to respond to you guys whenever I have time, stuff like that. And as always, I love hearing from you guys. But with that being said, please be safe. I love you all, and until next time, I'm your boy Tygex.